Hi and welcome to the daily reading for April 10th. And the daily reading is coming from Jesus Calling, enjoying, let me start again. Jesus Calling, Enjoying Peace in His Presence by Sarah Young. So, April 10th. Trust me in every detail of your life. Nothing is random in my kingdom. Everything that happens fits into a pattern for good to those those who love me. Instead of trying to analyze the intricacies of the pattern, focus your energy in trusting me and thanking me at all times. Nothing is wasted when you walk close to me. Even your mistakes and sins can be recycled into something good through my transforming grace. While you were still living in darkness, I began to shine the light of my presence into your sin-stained life. Finally, I lifted you up out of the mire into my marvelous light. Having sacrificed my very life for you, I can be trusted in every facet of your life. And this ties in with Jeremiah 17, Romans 8, Psalm 40, and Peter 2. Okay, so trust me in every detail of your life. I mean, how many of us do that? You know, like maybe there are, like millions of people that do that. But I think as humans, we somehow think that we are in charge of our lives, that we have to control every aspect of it. And it can be very uncomfortable to not try to control every aspect of our lives. But how about trusting that there is, a pattern that we don't have to analyze, that we don't have to kind of use mental power on? We can just trust that the pattern is there and that life will be lived as it's meant to be, in tandem with the plan of God, the plan of Jesus. And as we approach Easter, I know that Easter is a different time every year, so whatever year you're watching this in the future, Easter's maybe past already, but this year, which we're in 2025, Easter is just after my birthday, which is next week. And sometimes it falls like that. Sometimes my birthday's on Easter Sunday or Good Friday or Easter Monday. But for the last 33 days, I have been gaining strength, I think, through remembering that Jesus walked in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, and he sat with the devil, during that time, who tried to tempt him into all sorts of things, and he resisted. So, the time of Lent for Christians is that we give up something that we love. Jesus didn't eat for those 40 days. I didn't give up food, but I did give up wine, which I do love. And I'm 33 days in and I haven't missed it, which is quite interesting because the last couple of times I decided to have a dry month of like without wine, I've not got to the end of the month because I've thought, no, I'm just going to have some, have some when you want some and don't when you don't. But this time it's been different. I haven't really on a daily basis or a weekly basis even thought about it. And interestingly, Lent finishes on my birthday. For me, I don't actually know the day that Lent officially started, but for me, my 40 days started and will end on my birthday. And, it's like, oh, okay, so I have an open box of wine that I could dig into, for my birthday. And then I'm thinking, will I? Do I want to? It's almost like there's something going on. There's a little bit of a shift with, do you even want that wine? Why do you drink that wine? And there has been a little bit of assessment because there's been maybe a couple of times that I have thought, oh, I would like a glass of wine. And it's exploring those emotions that are going on with me when I have that desire. So, I have used the closeness to Jesus these 33 days, and remembering that he was in the wilderness, that he gave up, everything to be there, and stood the temptation of Jesus. So for me, so while I was still living in the darkness with the wine, he was there actually pouring in the light to maybe guide me away from it. I don't know. There's just something for me to explore in there. I haven't really said much about the reading, more about my wine drinking and Lent. But anyway, if you've heard this, you were meant to hear it. Namaste. My 5 minutes is up. See you tomorrow. Bye.